天使が期待めきてだけど頼りない翼でもきっと飛べるさ Oh my
Hello everyone, and welcome to special episode 13 of Lost in Translationmon. I'm May.
Does this count as a full special episode?
It's just a special episode, yes.
Fair enough. I'm also Jay.
The Tri PV came out 2 days ago now, and we just watched it, and we're recording a quick episode just talking about it. So we will be discussing the PV that just came out, so if you don't want to hear about...
Spoilers!
If you don't want to hear about the Tri PV that came out, or you want to watch it first and then listen, or don't listen and stop listening now if you don't want to hear us talk about it, because we will be talking about it.
Don't turn it off, though. Just stop listening. Just put your device down, leave it playing. Also, to be fair, there's not that much to pick up from this.
Yeah.
It's really mysterious.
Yeah, so the first part of it was, to me, just seemed like the PV that we already watched and discussed in our last Tri episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first bit with Himekawa and Daigo talking about, you know, some secret that they're holding and they're not telling anyone. And I said in that discussion episode that I think that was Maki's plan was to lure out whatever Meikumon turns into, because it had to get Hackmon to come out and do the projectile thing, or that she's working in cahoots with Hackmon.
Wasn't it like Meikudramon?
It's Meikurumon or something.
Same thing.
Yeah. So that was what I thought. And do you have any new thoughts about the first half that we've already basically sort of seen before?
It really looks like just a follow-up on the last thing, you know, like May's running around looking for her Digimon, being sad. Everyone's kind of coming to grips with the infection. We already knew about Patamon being infected, so that's not really a big shock. They've added in a new little detail where I think they've glitched out his voice a little bit.
Yeah, either that the video glitched or his voice glitched.
It was a very stylish glitch,
yeah.
if it was.
Well, his butt was disappearing in the one that we saw last time.
Not his butt!
His butt is the first to go when you're infected.
No. And
we also saw Taichi talking about how they're going to grow up and become adults. And I always found that as a really fascinating point in Digimon, and I've mentioned this so many times before. There was like this little scene in the Call of Digimon episode in the original version, and Tailmon's talking about how the children are growing up and becoming adults, and they're just staying the same. Pardon?
When she's in the tree.
Yeah, when she's in the tree. And that's why the Call of Digimon episode is basically about puberty.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's interesting, though, because the way it's sort of mentioned in those really vague terms, you get this really Fairly Odd Parents vibe about it. Like, when they become adults, they'll lose their Digimon.
Well, we don't really know what'll happen to them. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe they're losing their Digimon, or...
No, we know what the future is.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Nope, they totally have them forever.
I forgot about the epilogue.
Nope, no one even dies. No one's in any danger. They're all going to have children and be happy.
Upsetting.
And end up dating each other, mostly.
And we also see that the Tentomon's saying goodbye to Kotaro. So what I take from this is that they're actually straight up lying to us. Because why would they put this part in at the exact same sort of tone that we had Patamon saying goodbye to Takeru?
Yeah, but it didn't feel quite as much the same.
I feel
this one felt like they could be manipulating the scene.
I think they're baiting it. They're baiting us to think, oh no, they're going to go somewhere, but it actually means something else.
Like with the hands coming in behind Meikumon, and it's not the Dark Emperor.
Yeah, it's actually Maki.
Yeah. Who
may or may not be evil, or...
Nah, she's fine.
I still stand by what I thought in the last Tri episode, which was, I think that she was trying to draw out this Digimon to happen, because it's causing the infection, or it has something to do with the infection, and that the Digimon Emperor wasn't actually there. It was a projection from Hackmon.
She's definitely got an agenda. She's from the government.
She smiled.
Oh my god,
I'm still not over that smile. Like, let's be real.
Still weirds me out when they saw the Digimon Emperor in the distance. They were like, "Hey, isn't that Ken?"
Yeah.
Like, there were no follow-up questions like, why is he dressed like that? I saw him yesterday and we hung out because we're all friends. This is weird. It was just like, hey.
It is weird that we haven't seen them.
They're all friends.
They should be, unless they're not.
I mean, I guess, how do you even be friends with Cody? You wouldn't know. It's not like you spent any time in the digital world with him for over, like, any more than a day.
Good point. We also have Koshiro and Mimi fighting. And they're talking about something. And Koshiro says that it's trivial, whatever they're talking about. And they have real things to worry about, like the infection. And Mimi looks quite offended that he's calling it trivial. So I'm not... So this is the problem. Maybe Mimi's doing the Jikochu thing again, and she's saying, "Oh, let's all go out to lunch."
Okay, there are two ways I can see this, and
Yeah.
it depends whose Digimon is infected. And so, on one hand, Tentomon's infected, and he's focusing on that, and she's like, "Yeah, lunch." On the other hand, she's afraid that Pyrmon might be infected.
You mean Palmon?
Damn it, that Palmon might be
You've
infected.
forgotten them
It's been
already.
a long time. It's been a long time, and they both start with P. Looks like I confuse Patamon and Palmon all the time.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's possible that like Palmon gets infected, and what Izzy's trying to work out is like the source and figuring all that out, because solving that would cure everyone. But she's only focused on Palmon's infection because that's what concerns her directly. So when she says trivial, like she's offended. It's like, oh, you're thinking that Palmon's trivial. But although from his perspective, it's definitely the greater good, but a lot more impersonal. It's a very Izzy thing to be. I'm hoping it's that because that's in character.
Yeah.
But I can also see it being a very moo-moo moment of just like, but I wanted to go shopping.
But I love her. I'm on the Mimi defense force, okay? You do not talk badly about
But
my
what
child.
what if that's what it is?
I don't care. I love her.
I'm not talking badly either. I'm just saying it's possible.
In the dub, she'll definitely be trying to dye her clothes pink.
Oh my god. Look, guys, I need all this time to dye the clothes pink. I can't hang out with you and solve the infection that's threatening the world. But that seems trivial, Mimi. No, what do you mean it's trivial? I need to be pink!
Alternatively, maybe Koshiro said something like embarrassing because he looks quite flustered, so maybe he's said like a pickup line on Mimi or something.
Oh, he's flustered because he likes her and she's angry. That's
Yeah.
it.
No, but what if like he said something like that he thinks she's pretty or something, and she's ribbing him about it, and he says, "Oh, well, we're not going to focus on something trivial like that."
I would be really annoyed if that was what it was. I can totally see it, and at the same time, that's garbage.
Yeah, because then it doesn't really have much to do with the plot. Besides, Koshiro super likes Mimi, and Mimi, I'm not sure if Mimi knows or something. Or...
Nah, she's pretty dense.
Yeah, well, we know they don't get married unless they're going to change the epilogue.
It doesn't say they're not married.
Well-
They just say what their jobs are.
Yeah, but the other people who got married, they say who they got married to.
That's true, but still, like, that one's a piece of emptiness where they can... Anyone who's unattached, they can attach to anyone else.
Good point. Then there's a part where...
I can't believe Matt and Sora end up together. This is the stupidest
But you love
thing.
Matt. He's your favourite
I
character.
hate Matt. He's garbage. And he never improved.
Yeah, so then we have Yamato looking at his phone, and there's a photo of Mimi, Sora, and Meiko, and they're with their Digimon. He's looking at Meikumon, and then he's wondering if they're all going to change, and is it just all going to end up being nothing but a fond memory? So
It's not exactly a fond memory if everyone dies.
I think this is also in relation to what Taichi said about how they're all growing up. So I think Yamato doesn't really want to leave behind the whole he was a chosen child thing with his Digimon. I think he wants to always stay with his Digimon. So maybe the infection is something that happens, like they need to go back to the digital world to be safe or something. I don't know.
No, because the infection's in the digital world. That's what made it all red and gross.
Oh, yeah. So I think he's worried about losing Gabumon.
But it's okay. We know it all works out.
But what if it doesn't?
But we know it does. We saw them.
I know, but what if they're killing the epilogue?
I would actually be good about that.
Yeah, a lot of people would, I think.
They could kill Davis, and I'd be so happy.
Well, we don't know if Davis is okay.
Yeah. You say the nicest things.
I know. I'm a charmer. Then I believe Takeru seems like he's talking to Meiko, and he says, I don't care whose fault it is or who's to blame. I care about what we should do from here, and what we should do is, and then we have Mei talking and calling out to Meikumon, so I guess she's still looking for him.
I like the idea.
For her?
I want that to be a smash cut. Like, he's actually talking to her very seriously, and then she's like half a mile away running and just screaming.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, you have to calm down. What we need to do is, oh my god, Mick, come on! Where did you go?
And then Maki references something called the reboot, and maybe that there's this government initiative to somehow get rid of the virus or infection by rebooting the whole digital world.
It's Yugoth.
But what if, though?
Actually, I think it's a reference to the new reboot series, the reboot of Reboot, the old CG show.
We're not talking about that. That's
Because that was in the digital world as well.
yeah, but it's not this digital world.
It's all the same.
So, but seriously, what do you think it could be?
I think that's an interesting idea. That if it's all digital, you could arguably put the entire world in like a quarter-second blackout and just reboot the entire digital world. Or if you, I don't know, just got all the ISPs to agree. I don't know. It requires a knowledge of where the digital world is stored, necessarily.
Yeah. Also, in I'm not sure if, like, I didn't see this part correctly, so I might have to watch it again, but I'm pretty sure Togemon's fighting with MetalGreymon.
No, it looked like he was fighting with Meikurumon.
Oh, okay, because Togemon was talking at this point.
Yeah.
He says, I won't let you through, I'll never let you through. And then the next thing is Joe saying, friends up against each other, how is this possible?
We could look at that again, briefly, but I'm,
Yeah.
like, certain that there's, like, the big cat's paws and everything.
Yeah, so, no, the Megumon's there, I think.
Yeah.
No, Togemon's
You
there.
can see the tails. Oh, give it a second. Yeah, I totally saw it.
Yeah,
There.
okay, Togemon's with Meikurumon. Okay, so we're talking about Meikurumon, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I knew I saw that.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was MetalGreymon for some reason.
MetalGreymon does show up, though.
My eyesight's bad.
Like, it shows up just at a different time, and they're the same color. I know why you made
Yeah.
that mistake. That's fine.
My eyesight's also very bad.
That's true.
And then we have a scene that looks like they've gone to the digital world, and they're all going digital, completely digital.
They're going digital.
Oh, there's MetalGreymon. But who's MetalGreymon fighting
Some
with?
purple thing. It's not clear. Looks like a virus.
Oh, that's purposely blurry.
Yeah,
They have
Rex.
totally made that blurry on purpose. That is
Yeah.
that is clearly an important thing.
Oh, I love it. He's fighting a haunter.
So I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's definitely like it's purple, so maybe it's just a blob of infection. And I'm trying to think of any purple Digimon, but I can't remember any. But I'm still very concerned with what Joe said about friends fighting between, like, I'm not sure if he's just talking in a sense that, like, they're having a small argument, or that he's talking about, like, they're literally fighting.
I imagine it's like an argument between them. It might not actually be like a small argument, i.e. whatever Easy and Mimi are having. But, I don't think it's minor. But also at the same time, I don't think it's a Digimon fighting.
So you don't think the Digimon are actually fighting each other a la WarGreymon and MetalGreymon?
Yeah, well, at the same time, I just don't feel like if they were actually fighting, he'd be like, man, this is terrible. I hate it when friends fight.
Yeah. Or he's talking about Meikumon being a friend.
Could be.
Yeah. Because I guess they could count Meikumon as being a friend,
Nah,
but
it's garbage.
I don't know.
They betrayed them all.
Yeah, it kind of did betray and kill Leomon, so we don't usually trust things that kill Leomon.
I forget, had you seen it already? Or was it because of all the other seasons where you're like, oh yeah, the inside joke is that Leomon always dies?
Well, what we've seen so far, Leomon has died, like, multiple times. Leomon died in Adventure.
Yeah.
Then he came back as Saber Leomon, and then died.
Was he near to it all?
I can't... No,
I don't think
he escaped from the plot because I think the plot was enough to kill him. No, he saw Daisuke and just went, oh god.
I'm out of here.
I'm going before I die.
He was in X Evolution.
Yep, he was in X Evolution.
And he died?
Yeah, he died in the first 5 minutes.
They really hate lions.
Yeah, so, well, it's the trope of the sacrificial...
Sean Bean.
It's the trope of the sacrificial lion where the big, strong, scary thing dies and motivates the main character. It's like the sacrificial lamb, but instead of being...
With the opposite.
Instead of being a cute little thing, it's a big, tough thing that dies. It's like in Spy Kids 3, how they find the guy and he immediately dies.
Oh yeah,
that was
guy.
That was surprisingly a good movie for.
You mean Frodo?
Was it Frodo?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was the same actor.
No, but that was a movie.
If you look it up, Spy Kids 3, the guy, Soy Kids. Yeah, Soy Kids. I love that.
Well, no, I know. I remember what he looks like, and yeah, you're right.
It's Frodo Baggins.
I guess if Leomon comes back, maybe that's the purple blob. Maybe Leomon came back as a ghost.
Well, we do know that they can be ghosts. Also, the purple doesn't necessarily mean anything, because obviously if you're a virus version, they can be purple.
I still think it's intentionally blurred out, because MetalGreymon and the purple thing seem super blurry.
Wouldn't it be funny if the purple thing was actually like a blurriness and a shape laid over the Digimon, like a sensor bar?
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, it just looks like a purple circle.
Nah, it has like a tail. It looks like a Haunter. It looks exactly like a Haunter.
Maybe it's just a Haunter. Maybe they're just fighting. They're finally fighting it out. They're having the movie that everyone's been wanting for years: Pokemon versus Digimon.
They walk in and Izzy's on his like Digivice, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I got this new app. It's called Pokemon Go."
And he's like saying, "Hold still, guys. There's a Growlithe in the area." And then he gets upset because it updated and removed the tracking system.
And he just throws his phone at Gabumon.
Yeah. He's like, "I will catch you. I've always wanted a Gabumon," and Tentomon says, "Oh, goodbye."
And that's the plot.
Yep. And then, of course, the last part of the trailer is Tentomon saying goodbye.
Because Koshiro is trading him away for candy.
Oh, that's sad. And it's in a very similar fashion to how Patamon said goodbye in the first trailer for Chapter 3. And then Takadu says, "Patamon!" and screams. And it's just,
It's
I
more
don't
like,
know.
no, Tentomon.
I don't trust this. I think that they are baiting us pretty heavily here. Do you have any other speculations?
I think that there will be some Digimon in it.
That's not a speculation.
I think they might mention at least one of the O2 kids at some stage.
Well, in one of the PVs we
And-
saw the D3 and the D terminal, so maybe.
Well, we saw those at the beginning of the first episode.
Yeah, but in the PV we actually saw them, so we'll at least get, a second of 02.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's like, I feel like I'm really lowballing it. We're like, oh, they'll mention them, but at the same time, all things considered, it's a huge mystery, and maybe they just won't.
Maybe they won't. I'm still wanting to... I'm still of the belief that Koshiro will cause Tentomon to evolve to his ultimate level because of, he's going to hunt out that prophecy that he mentioned in the second one, and he's going to, force the prophecy upon Tentomon, and maybe that upsets Tentomon, and then Tentomon says, "Oh, I'm tired, I'm going to leave," like how Goemon left in Tri Chapter 2.
I'm pretty sure that prophecy's done.
No, I mean,
It was fulfilled already.
If the way to get to ultimate is you have to fulfill a prophecy every time, so if you hunt, you have to, but there's a different prophecy for each evolution that they have to fulfill. So Joe and Mimi had the prophecy of going, beyond and finding your true self.
Imperial Dramon didn't need one.
Yeah, but Imperial Dramon's the strongest Digimon, so he doesn't need one. And then, of course, Taichi and Yamato's one was get pierced through the heart by the ones you hold dearest.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, but it was a prophecy. And so maybe Koshiro's thing will be he's going to find out about these prophecies, and he's going to force one on his Digimon.
I feel like you've taken an additional step here.
I know, it's his crest of, knowledge or curiosity, and he uses that, and when we first got Tentomon to evolve to Kabuterimon, he just ran a program, and that's how he got his Digimon to evolve. It was no "I'm in danger, save me." It was, "I'm going to run this program again. Oh, okay, Tentomon, let's go." And then Tentomon evolves.
He's going to find, a weird card reader and slash something blue and be
No.
yeah, evolve!
Yeah, he's going to slash it through the computer.
It would be really funny if you're passing by, some kids and they're just playing the Digimon card game. It's, a really young Takato.
Well, we have seen Digimon characters from other seasons in the background of different seasons. We saw Ruki in the movie 4. Or at least
Was
the girl
she?
looks like it. Yeah, I showed you, and it said she's the character. She looks
Oh,
like
yeah, that's right. I said
yeah.
I wouldn't like her. And I don't in English.
No, she's better now.
She's okay.
And then there's in I think Cross Wars, we see a girl who looks like Mimi and a boy who looks like Joe in an arcade because she's got the same hair with the stars in it.
Do we see any of them in strip clubs?
What, in Naked Star?
That is easily our most popular Tumblr post. I still get notifications about it to this day.
Because it's funny.
It's really funny.
I'm pretty sure they didn't even look at what it said in English before they just wrote it down.
It's where Matt wanted to take her on a date because he's a terrible boyfriend. Why are they together?
Yeah.
I have very strong feelings about this show I hate.
I love Taichi so much. Well, you like Tamers, just not Adventure.
I like it comparatively.
Comparatively.
And I like Tai because he had actual character development.
Oh yeah, I love Taichi now after watching it again. He grows so much. He grows from this stubborn little kid to an actual person.
I like Tai for all the reasons I hate Davis.
Yeah, I think...
Which is that I hated Tai when he was a kid, and that's all Davis is forever.
I think Daisuke made me like Tai more because he was so bad. But yeah, so you have any other speculations? Or do you just think we'll have to wait another month and a half before we actually know for sure? I guess that's definite.
More than happy to wait a month and a half.
Yeah. Though we'll probably get some more information before then, like maybe a final PV with more story. But I feel like they're being quite misleading considering, you know, the Japanese love showing plot and what happens in a story. But they're very misleading in what they show us. Like, they showed us a lot of Ken showing up and Mekumon being stolen, but then it seemed sort of not exactly like that. I don't know.
You can't believe them. Don't believe their lies.
So I feel like they're baiting a lot of the feelings that they have, and I don't know. They're just... I'd like to know what happened to the 02 kids. I don't think it's going to be revealed in Chapter 3. I think the end of the movie is going to be they're in the digital world again.
It'd be really funny if, like, it'd be really funny if, like, in episode 4 or whatever, they found the other O2 kids stuck in the digital world. They'd been there for, like, 2 years. They're like, we never knew what you went through.
Well, maybe that is where they are at the moment, because at the start of the first one, they looked like they were in a very red background, which we know to be the digital world.
Alternatively, they just stumble upon their corpses. Like, oh, this is dark.
Yeah, but if we're saying the epilogue's true, then they're probably going to be alive.
Oh, it's really lame. Oh, it's sad.
Oh, you remember they're going to be alive? Miyako's fine. Ken's fine.
It's true, I do.
But
like
Ken
him.
was in that shot too. So they've all been attacked by some scary-looking thing in what looks to be a very destroyed digital world. So maybe they've been lost in the digital world for so long, and that's why the Chosen was so, like, Ken? Like, they seemed shocked to see Ken because he's been missing for 2 years. And they are in their 02 appearance at the start of the Chapter 1.
It's so weird.
So actually, I know that you probably were just joking around there, but that actually seems like a reasonable explanation for where they are at the moment.
I need to make more outlandish jokes.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll get more right. So anything else that you have to say? Because I'm pretty done.
So am I.
I'm ready to go Betty buys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
On to the not show. Bye.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for listening, and make sure you check out our Odaiba Day special episode. The link dump will be in the description, as always.
Yo, bye to Bay.
You can contact us and stay updated. Email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us on Twitter at LostinTranslationmon and on Vine. And you can find us on as LostinTranslationmon on Tumblr, Facebook, and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will and a Reddit thread in the Digimon subreddit. We'd appreciate it if you were to review us on iTunes and or Stitcher.
So thanks to our Patreon supporters, Stevie, who hosts a podcast with another supporter, Sam Krieger, called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon, Wu Jinglong, who you can find at twitch.tv/Wu Jinglong, MetalGreymon, Joe, Penguin Mage, Anime Guy, who you can find at Anime Guy Kurosaki, then the number 1 on YouTube, Chakmon, Ishpol Bamba, Hiro Walato, who you can find at Hiro Walato on Twitter, Jason Morosky, Frost Miragic, who you can find at Frost Miragic on Twitter, Stephen Reeves, who you can find at Wildwing64 on Twitter, Kaidawashi, Mac, and Noam.
You can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. Make sure to let us know it's for the podcast so we know where it's coming from. And yeah, so see you guys at our normal episode, which is coming out on Saturday, our time as always. So see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh,